Right, hi guys, and welcome back to the ERL F1 Championship on F1 2020. So, off the back of a podium in Belgium, we are in P4 qualifying for the Vietnamese Grand Prix, which never actually happened in real life. What fun. So, we're waiting for the 5 lights to go out now, and it's a bit of a long hold there, but the 5 lights do go out eventually. There we go. That was a long hold, wasn't it? And we are P4 on the grid. We've got Brent alongside. There's Nick and Joseph ahead. So we're going to try and see if we can make a move on Brent up the inside here. Yep, it looks like we're going to be P3. Nick runs wide. Oh, we've had a bit of contact there. That was Brent nipping up the inside. He got blocked in by Nick. We're still behind Nick, but Brent's there. Brent's there. I've had to corner cut slightly. Brent had to back out of it as well. Jamie's getting involved in the action now in the fellow Red Bull. So an exciting, frantic start, but a clean one nonetheless, and we are in P3. We've gained 1 place over Brent. We've got Nick ahead and Joe ahead, the 2 fast chargers in the ERL Championship. The other fast charger in this championship being, of course, Dom, aka Drum Tank, as per his PSN name. And sadly for him, he is using a different steering wheel this time, not used to the Logitech G29 for him, so he's struggling down at the back at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be charging through. So we're P3 at the moment, as you can see already. Joe and Nick pulling away from me. They want nothing to do with this lowly Alfa Romeo. Get out of the way. And we've got Brent behind, who we're going to have to try and forcefully keep behind if we want to maintain this 3rd position. But a good strong qualifying there put us in this position, and a good start off the line there. Nick running wide in that first complex really helped me because it boxed Brent in, and that allowed me to get the run around the outside and then the inside again for the first couple of corners complex. So very happy with the start as we come round to complete lap 1. The Vietnam Grand Prix, of course, never actually raced around here in Formula 1. The circuit is pretty much back to normal now and been turned all into roads again. So, and the man that was behind it all is in prison for corruption. So what a fantastic circuit that the ERL is racing around here. Demonstrates high quality and high caliber. So we're coming round to lap 2 now. We're down the long straight. DRS not yet available, but I had a bad run onto the straight. This gives Brent the advantage. Oh no! Brent's going to come up the inside. He is. Yes, there he is. He is through. I'm leaving him room, leaving him space. We're only on lap 2 of the race. There is a long race to go. Brent overall looks to be the quicker car anyway. There's no point fighting on lap 2, getting wing damage. It's needless. I did put up a bit of a defence there, but not robust enough to not allow him through. There's no point putting us both in the wall this early into the race. And there we go. Drum Tank unfortunately has retired from the session. Unfortunately for him, his throttle potentiometer was stuck open, so even when he was braking, he had about 10 to 15% throttle, so it meant that every corner was practically just spinning out. So unfortunately for Dom there, but that means that we have really got a clear fight now with Brent and ourselves for the overall podium position, the final placing, because I was convinced that Dom was going to be charging through the field. And here we are, lap 7. It's time to do something different. I've seen that the tyre wear is quite excessive around here. Brent misses the pit, so I dive into the pits and I'm going to slap on a brand new set of mediums, try and go for the undercut if possible. The lap times around here do seem to suit fresher tyres more. It's a bit like a Chinese Grand Prix where the tyre degradation is quite high, the tyres start to fall off of a cliff, and when you're on new fresh tyres it doesn't matter what compound they are just quicker. So we're going to try and see if we can do the undercut here. So Rexed in the pits, and I did manage to do it, so I knew that the cars behind I wouldn't be affected by them. I would still come out in P4. As you can see there, we just got one car nipping through. That's Dave, actually, the huckster. But once again, with the way the pit lane exit is, it means that we do exit into a clear P4, and we can just stick it into Rich Mitch and charge. So, of course, Brent will be covering us off now, so we come to lap 8. I've set the purple fastest sector in sector 3. That's how quick we were going on our outlap, and as you can see, we have rejoined the race in P3. The undercut has worked. Absolutely fantastic stuff there. We get back out ahead of Brent, so we've done it in the pit stops. If we can't do it on track, we're doing it in the pit stops, and we are in P3 overall, a net P3. It comes now round to lap 10. Don the man, unfortunately, is retired from the race. He's had a collision out on track with the wall somewhere. And this is where it gets interesting now, because Brent is making inroads back in on me again on his medium tyres, but Joe and Nick ahead have stopped for hards. They stopped a couple of laps later, which meant that I managed to gain the deficit back up to them. And now I'm thinking, right, let's get it in rich mix, let's use all our overtake, let's get within the DRS window of Nick. I am not quick enough to overtake and race Nick normally, but if there's 3 DRS zones on this circuit, if I can stay within the DRS zones for multiple laps, I will then be doing the same pace as Nick, even though I'm not as quick as Nick. So this is what we're doing, and we get a good exit off that corner there, which is so hard to do, so tricky. There seems to be so many right ways to do it, but there isn't. There really is just one line, and we do indeed get the DRS, and this is perfect for us. Absolutely perfect. It means that we can just run at Nick's pace. Look, as you can see, I did close in there, but I wasn't trying the overtake. There's no point costing time. My race is P3, and as you can see here, lap 17, Nick has broken away from us just. Brent, as you can see, pulls into the pits. He tries to do the undercut on us now, but we had those laps where we were just so close to Nick that we were in the DRS window for pretty much 7 or 8 laps. So it was really impressive stuff there. I was really happy with how that played out. A stroke of luck and a strategic masterclass by myself there managed to put ourselves into that position. So Brent tries to go for the undercut this time. He's going to try and do what we did to him on the first round of pit stops. So we committed to a 2-stop by pitting on the mediums. The guys ahead committed to a 1-stop. However, they do have 2-stop options, of course, now as we pull into the pits. So we're doing a lap later. What is going to happen here? It's exciting at the top, isn't it? So at the moment we of course have got Joseph Plantpot in the lead, followed by Nick Minty, then ourselves. We have really tried our very best to maintain this P3. We're going for the stop now. Of course, Joseph and Nick being on the hard tyre compounds, that means they can stay out to the end if they want to on that tyre set, but I've no doubt that they will now pit now that myself and Brent committed to the 2-stop strategy there, because the mediums were never going to make it to the end. And the Prix thing is now, has Brent done the undercut on us, or have we succeeded in maintaining P3? We've maintained P3. Brent has closed the gap, however, that lap was crucial. We go for a little cheeky corner cut there, just trying to straight line it as much as possible, no warnings. And around we come now onto lap 20, because guess what's happened? The leaders have pitted once again. Well, Nick has, in fact, and we're showing ahead of him at the moment. And here he is. Look how close that is. Once again, Nick staying out a couple of laps longer on older hard tyres compared to our fresh mediums means that we close up. And guess what we're trying to do? Once again, that's right. Get within Nick's DRS window. We're not going to be fast enough to get second position, but if we can get into the DRS window, we can maintain our pace and keep Brent at bay and keep that gap at a nice safe level to the checkered flag. We're going to certainly try and do that anyway. And yes, once again, there we go. Perfect. All the overtake. Rich mix, yep, we forget about that. We're low on fuel at the moment, but let's get within that DRS window. And once again, we succeed. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I was chuffed to bits to see Nick once again come out the pit window because Brent was closing in on us. He gained some time by doing the undercut, but once again, Nick is our saving grace. Thank you very much, Nick. You provided me with plenty of DRS there, which just enabled me to to keep ahead of Brent. And just a little quick clip here of me getting fastest lap. That is how fast we were pushing and how beneficial that DRS was. So at this point, Brent was like, shit, have you got DRS? And I was like, yeah, sorry, Brent. But yeah, of course, as you can see there, Joe took the fastest lap point off us again because he stopped a lap later than Nick and went for the soft tyres to the end. So he was just able to push, whereas ourselves we're unable to keep the pace up of the soft tyre, of course, and Joe's overall pace is a lot quicker nonetheless. So we are starting the final lap. As you can be seeing, we're nearly finishing the last sector now, or the first sector I should say, the last corners of the first sector. And yeah, it's been a solid race, been a strategic race. It was a battle on track as well. I had to make the advantage at the start to get ahead of Brent, which kept him behind me for a couple of laps. Then when Brent did get through, I thought strategy wise I stayed within his pit stop window, and the undercut paid dividends on the first round of pit stops. Getting into Nick's DRS played an absolute blinder as well in keeping Brent at bay so he couldn't catch up, because Brent is a quicker driver. And, you know, fair play to him for all the efforts he threw at me. He was closing in as much as he possibly could at every given opportunity. He didn't give in once. He was a bit downbeaten when he saw me score that fastest lap point. However, he was like, "Oh no, like you must be in DRS with that." And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, Brent." So yeah. But a great battle, a great strategic battle on and off track. We both played as cards, and this time around it was me that came out ahead. So we are going to score back-to-back podiums. Can you believe that? This season has started off incredibly well. The first 4 races have been sublime for ourselves. Cannot believe it. I was expecting and hoping for 2 podiums within the 12-round season. I thought, okay, I normally get 1 podium with of course a standard 10-round championship, and this time around I thought, right, we're having 12 races. I want another podium. I want 2, and we've already scored 3. Congrats to Cool MK there as well for getting driver of the day, and it's Joe from Nick from myself. There I am, giving a crowd a big old wave there as Joe lifts the trophy high. Time for the champagne, and we are on the podium for the 3rd time in 4 rounds. Unbelievable. We're flying the flag for the UK, and we are doing incredibly well in this American Championship. And absolutely unbelievable stuff. Cracking drive once again to everyone. Really enjoyed that. Matty there as well, our crazy teammate who we was on board with for Belgium, which I massively appreciate him sharing his footage. That was a good race from Matt in finishing P4 that race. And there he is finishing in P6. So some more solid points for Alfa Romeo. A great battle once again. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you all next Friday for the next instalment, which is at Monaco. Thanks a lot and much love.